Oh my god, we're back again! Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Dice Soup. I and my illustrious friends here are bringing some D&D to you live. Thanks for joining us, and thank you to our patrons. Thank you to our patrons on the Once Upon a D20 Patreon, patreon.com/Once Upon a D20. Well, when last we left off out in the middle of the forest, outside of Hupperduke in the Crispvale Thicket, our friends, our intrepid adventurers of unnamed origin currently, they escaped the Feywild. They made their way back out into the material plane, dragging their extraordinarily exhausted friend out and back towards hopefully civilization, hopefully safety. Time getting a little wibbly, but
wibbly wobbly.
But following the tracks of the cart that they had left and intended to only leave for a few hours unattended. And as they were following this trail that was a few days old, it seemed, they began to hear a conversation in the woods, a not unsubtle conversation. And cutting through the trees somewhat less deftly than they were hoping, perhaps. Some of them perhaps just ready for bear. They hear the sound of and see two hags chatting up a third person, Goliath. Big mountain of a person. That just big shout out to producer Teddy. The music always perfect. But seeing this mountain of a man negotiating a hunt, and then it seems his quarry came to him. And these hags, neither of which are directly familiar to the party, though it seems that they have an interest in the party. They told this slayer to go and prove himself. And while he ran forward, hasted, brought into the fray as fast as possible, a very clever Luca turned it around and made a little bit of work harder for him. And in that misunderstanding, that misapprehension of Slayer's intentions, his employers seemed to lose patience with him. And for him, that was all he needed to show that the contract that they negotiated was broken. And thusly he severed the relationship, one might say.
The only thing is severed.
One of these hags got away. And the door to the hovel that was in the tree stump, imploding in on itself, turning into just a knot. The smoke coming out of the top of this gnarled giant tree stump, suddenly cutting. And almost like it was never there at all. But that's where we return.
All right, picking up immediately after combat lets out, Luca is going to make his way around to Alec and to Akira and cast a healing word to each of them. I've already gone ahead and rolled the 2 separate. You can see them in roll 20.
What is your healing word?
What?
So who gets the 7? Who gets the 8?
I have a little quote like I.
Oh, I see. Yep, I see. Healing word to Akira, so I get the 8. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. I did. Akira did not say that out loud. Sean said that as a person.
Oh, my healing.
Akira looks Luca dead in the face and is like, "Who gets the 7? Who gets the 8?" I'm like, "What?"
my healing word is in Draconic. So if you don't speak Draconic,
oh, what is it in Draconic?
Well, that would ruin the mystique.
Somebody knows.
Fair enough.
So what I'm hearing is next time I get the opportunity to learn a language, I need to learn Draconic.
Wait.
Luca would gladly teach you.
I am very shocked that I did not teach Akira Draconic, but I guess that
kind of makes sense, though.
Yeah, they did not grow up in a they did not grow up in a Draconic household, so they wouldn't instantly know that.
Wait a minute, look, I gotta check. I'm pretty sure that Nock took Draconic.
Seriously?
I gotta check real quick.
Wait.
Yeah. Go ahead. Take a look. It's on the left side of your character sheet in D&D Beyond.
It's still loading. It's a really fun computer. But yeah, I'll get back to you if I'll pull that up. Don't wait on me.
Just in the middle of roleplay, Bearded shouts out, "Hey, I know Draconic. Tell me the word."
By the way, I know what word you said earlier.
I didn't hear your word. What was that word again? No.
Ba weep grana weep nenibon.
Wait a minute.
you did in fact you do, that is one of your languages.
It is. That's what I thought. Okay, so I know it then.
So whisper it to him.
Yeah, well, if you
I will tell you in secret.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, text it to me. Good to me.
It is probably nothing important. I'm just letting you know.
I know, but I'm gonna have something that nobody else has.
His heart.
Akira still, even after that healing, though, Akira still looks like they've taken quite the. What did I get hit? What did they get hit with again? I forgot.
Lightning.
Lightning. Yes.
Oh,
no.
I
Akira
changed the
still has.
You got.
Akira still has scorch marks.
You got
It's
Luke
not the
Skywalker.
intellect.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I got the scorch marks still. Like I look better. Some of my 3rd degree burns have probably healed, but I still got the scorch marks. From that lightning. So Kira's just sitting on the ground like, what the hell? With a what the hell look on their face.
Yeah.
An intellect anymore. Messed that up.
Change your name.
I did. Now.
Similar barbarian flavor, but very different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same great barbarian,
There we go.
brand new taste. Brand
That's
new
the
taste.
correct-
Same barbarian.
So Alex secretly knows the word.
I mean, I've known this whole time. But now Bearded is caught up.
But so
My healing word is not always the same. This was a 2nd level healing word, so this was a slightly stronger word.
Oh, stronger word. Okay.
Yeah.
See,
Instead of crap, it's shit.
If I had healing word, I would just I would just come up to somebody, just yell, just whisper in their ear, moist.
First level is trap, 2nd level is shit, and 3rd level is feces because it's getting analytical.
I'm glad that you don't know healing word. I do not want that as the healing word you whisper in my ear.
I thought it was just like the degree or the decibel at which you said it determined the level at which you cast it.
Oh, you have to yell it louder.
Yeah.
Do not go around yelling moist.
Well, I don't have to whisper anything in your ear because healing word has a range. So,
Oh man,
Yeah,
so
but like if your word was moist, you would just go up to them and be like right in their ear.
I don't want that.
nobody wants. No, please God, no. No,
Here,
God.
I need more coffee for this.
Indeed. So,
I don't want that.
Oh man, we're all dying. We need healing. And then like
Nope.
and then just all of a sudden Luca comes in and is like, I'll heal you. We're like, no.
I'll die.
Luca uses perfectly reasonable words.
It's true. It's true. No, Luke is perfect. Yeah, don't lay that on Luke.
Hashtag
That's
not that kind of bard.
That's not.
I whisper moist in my ear to heal me.
For the third time,
Yeah,
third
no,
time in the Dice Soup podcast, Luca is hashtag not that kind of bard.
But,
Right, hashtag not that kind of bar. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you
very
for the
much.
heals. All that to say.
so
Akira reaches out and thanks you telepathically, as per usual.
Anytime.
Around this time, I'm going to use my teleport to swap with my Echo and just go check on everyone in the chat group of things. It's like, hey, everyone, how are you? Everything good? Hi. No one's dead, right?
Not for lack of trying.
Shadow
But I'm
Aaron
hurt.
assumes a very defensive stance next to Brandor, still just waiting.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You see Akira almost tracing the path where the lightning came from and seeing if there was any way they could have dodged. Could have done anything they could have done different to not get hit with that lightning. That lightning was a wake up. Shit's real.
That was
Did
Yeah.
drop you? Sorry, I'll leave.
Yeah, that definitely hurt. It was not fun.
I got Palpatine, man.
Yeah, you see that arc that kind of it basically just arced off of her, scorched across the ground, basically from in front of where, between you and Alec, all the way up to where she is now bisected upon the ground, and Slayer rolling her, trying to find something of value to.
Which I did last time, I think. I found
Yes, you
those
did.
orbs. I was just
What were those?
illustrating that's what he was doing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, remind me, how many of those orbs did you find again?
There were two.
There was two.
Indeed.
I think they had colors. Each had an individual color coursing through it. I may have misheard the colors, but I think it was one with pink and one with orange. But I wasn't 100% sure when I took the note.
I believe that's true, and if it wasn't true before, it is true now.
Whoops. Hope I didn't just dramatically change your cool drop item.
No, you didn't. They're very much the same, but
Okay.
descriptions be damned. But yeah, so y'all see the Slayer standing up, and in his hands especially, they are tiny, but they're about a golf ball and a half wide. Just small, undulating. Cloudy orbs.
Slayer is going to hear in their head, because Akira is not trusting of them, even though Akira is full of scorch mark from lightning. They're going to hear the Slayer is going to hear in their head, "We appreciate the help, but who are you?"
He'll kind of narrow his eyes for a moment, and then his eyes will kind of roll back into his head like he's thinking. And then he'll just nod. He'll be like, "You may call me." So on, let me get my accent right here. You may call me the Slayer.
And once again, telepathically, the Slayer of what?
Things I kill.
You're just gonna see Akira start to nod their head like, mm-hmm.
Luca has a puzzled expression on his face because he's just only hearing half of this conversation. But I mean, he's getting used to the idea that people talk without talking. but it is always amusing to watch somebody just like talk.
Yeah,
Right.
physically.
Yeah.
In Giant, in Giant, I would like to say to the Slayer, well, why were we your target this time?
Well, I was not planning on killing you. It's a strange request that I get. Usually I am asked to kill things, but hags, and he points to the one that's like at his feet in half, paid me, or were promised to pay me for bringing you in alive. But, well, I
Wow.
don't like lightning. There's something about their sister missing, I think. I'm not sure.
I don't know anything about that. I don't think we've done anything to anyone's sister.
Yeah, Erigin, you're gonna hear Akira like right into your head, like, did we kill someone that I don't know about?
I think they're talking about, oh god, what's her name? Oh god. The last I remember we had her name. What happened?
So, yeah. Point of order. Alec is right in front of Slayer and is just he is just staring at what, like you said, he's got those orbs in his hands, right?
At this point, he probably would have like palmed them and like shoved them in a pocket because he's like, oh, this is payment from the hags for betraying me.
Gotcha. So that's what drew Alec over in the first place. He's like, what's with the shiny? And
Yeah, he was staring at him for a while, so definitely, yeah. But
so yeah, at that point, Alec was just in front of you, just observing them, and then like whenever you put them away, he'll kind of just look at me and go like, oh, sorry about the good old 1-2 to the face.
it's no problem. There's solid blows.
Yeah.
Respectable.
Shucks, don't make me blush now. And then he, and then yeah, with that he just goes, so what was that? You said that was payment. That didn't look like no currency.
No, but it's shiny. It will sell well.
Well, probably, but okay. Just making sure. Hope it's none of that fey stuff because, quite frankly, I don't trust it.
Hags are fey creatures? I don't know that.
Well, no, it's just I don't know either. I just know that we've been having a lot of run-in with the fey, especially in these parts, and so you never know.
So not to spoil the introduction too badly, but I believe there was some mention of a cart. Do you know the location of our cart?
Do I? What happened to the cart?
To your recollection, you found the cart. You found the horses. They were very detailedly described. All of these people were very detailedly described. But you found the cart. You found the horses. There was an unfamiliar person driving them, a dwarf.
Yeah, there was that dwarf that was with the cart. And the hags let the dwarf go.
How long ago?
About a week?
I'll say 3 or 4 days ago.
3 or 4 days.
I'll say if you say a week, it's a week. But
3 or 4 days.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, he was totally like he was like the lifeguard sitting at the side of the pool watching you flop around. He's like, see what he does.
It's like,
So then, is anybody capable of tracking the cart? Anybody? For fuck's sake.
find the cart. You pay me.
Let me check a thing out of character real quick.
Do the tracks just like we follow the tracks here? Do the tracks just stop here? Or do the tracks continue on?
oh, they continue on.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if like maybe something had happened to the tracks or something like that.
You know what? Sure. You help us find that cart, 25 gold with your name on it.
Deal. And he'll like spit on his hand and stick it out.
Luca looks a little disconcerted about this, but he will shake your hand. I mean, he's from the Menagerie Coast. This isn't so uncommon there. He'll do it, shake your hand, and then let's
Firm
see.
grip.
Luca's got a 16 strength. Luca's got a pretty firm grip. But then as soon as the hand shakes over and the Slayer looks the other direction, Luca's going to cast Prestidigitation to clean his hand, because that's not sanitary.
Fair. It's fair.
He's gonna watch this handshake take place, and Alex is gonna be like, "You don't know, like 7 minutes ago, this guy was trying to bash our heads in, right?"
Well, when your employer, shocks you with a lightning bolt and you split them in half, it does tend to change things. Besides, he's a man that is hired for payment, and we've hired him. We are hiring him. He will receive payment, which means that for right now, I think we could trust him at least that much. He did come through on our end, if you think about it.
Yeah, sure.
As I'm recollecting after standing up from being knocked the fuck out, that lightning hurt.
Yeah, Akira is
not
like
pleasant.
rubbing their burns, like with also a look of
But
it hurt.
first and foremost on my mind, unfortunately, is that we need to find a place where we can rest for the night. It's
the way
been
that
a
lightning hit
long
me.
day.
The way the lightning hit me in the chest there reminded me of Jimothy.
Everyone, from what I'm gathering, it's been something like maybe 5 days since we've slept. Maybe we fix this.
That seems about right.
Time in the Feywild is a little bit inconsistent.
Yeah.
It seems.
Blackbird helping escort Brandor over. Both of them giving a hearty nod of, yeah. Slayer, for you, it's like noon. But also, it's been a rough noon.
I mean, it has. I was probably searching all night as well.
And also,
Well,
there's benefits
early
to
in the morning.
sleeping. There's benefits to sleeping during the heat of the day and traveling at night, especially when some of us can see in the dark.
This is true.
The benefits of having never played a dark vision.
I actually don't have dark vision. I have low light vision, I think. Right? I don't think I have dark vision.
I don't have dark vision either, and I don't think low light vision is a thing in 5e.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's sad for us. Well, I can cast a light spell. That's good enough, right?
I have the
Yeah, I was gonna say.
ultimate dark vision. I have
Someone can
day
cast light.
blindness.
We're fine.
Ooh, day blindness. I
I'm
love
just
it.
blind during the day.
I actually love that.
Secretly, Alec is a drow all along.
Dun dun dun.
I'm sorry. I had to give it away. No.
Oh no, the twist.
Yeah, for sure though. Definitely going to be wanting to take a rest because I honestly I would rather travel during the night and potentially run into El Asshat Dwarfo than go
Who might
any
be
further
sleeping?
further with literally no resources.
Yeah, no, Alex like,
Yeah.
no, actually, I like this plan.
Yeah.
It's a lot better.
Also, some noticeable appearance things that should be further discussed about the Slayer. He does also appear to have like a purple, like leathery hide wine cask looking thing on his back, and then he's also got like a fez type hat that like looks to be the tail end of like a very, very small purple worm.
Take it real easy. Just
Oh.
chill.
Like a very small purple worm.
Well, comparatively to stories of purple worms.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool.
stories.
Literally
question is-
pulling out. You know, it's how tall is my stupid heed? So you know the hat itself being heed. The hat itself, you know, being just a big bucket comparatively, but it also has like an extra 6-7 inches of just what looks like, for some of you, a bee stinger. For anybody putting 2 and 2 together, and I'll let you determine yourself. It's it looks like the ass end of a worm, and it's purple, but it's small enough to fit on his head.
Interesting.
The most important question about Slayer is, what's his favorite band?
Metallica.
I barely heard that, Sean.
Metallica.
It was a perfect distance from the mic. Comedic effect.
Yes.
Metallica.
I was actually gonna say some sort of metallic band, because to him a band would be like a band of metal, probably.
I prefer metal bracers.
Yeah. It's just,
I, for one, prefer metal braces to the leather ones. No. Anyways.
steel banded shields are best, yes.
But yes, so.
If I had my character Boris, he'd be saying something along the lines of like, metal is cheating, leather is the way to go. It means you're tough, it means you can take hits.
And my money was he was going to say Morrissey. Oh well.
Indeed.
Let's you find somewhere that we can sleep for the night. It'll be a lot easier to keep watching its stupid bullshit in the daylight. I'm sorry, pardon me. I'm pretty much to my wit's end with this shit.
Let's Hag's had hole over there, maybe.
I'm not sleeping in the hag hole. I would rather kill myself. All right.
I'm not sleeping near a hag.
Any nicely sized tree that gives decent shade should be all right for now. It'll be a lot easier to keep watch during the daylight.
Big fallen tree over there.
I'm still laughing at Haghole.
If you look in the Twitch chat, you'll see that.
Don't at me with your hag hole. I don't want your unsolicited pictures.
Yeah, don't worry, Kenzie. From me to you, don't worry. You have exactly as much context as you need.
Yeah. I just love that. Like, I just came in on El Asshat Dwarfo, and I was like, yeah, that's perfect.
Perfectly accurate, but
Someone's gone.
But
I'll
yes.
apologize to Kenzie for the lack of context. The dude tried to rob us, so we robbed him back. We're great people here on Dice.
He didn't really try to rob us. He tried to
swindle us. I mean,
yeah, swindle, kind of like highway rob us, like kind of like, oh, you want information? I know some stuff. My memory's a little hazy, that kind of thing. And it's like, nah, dude, we're not about to play that game. So we all messed with his brain, every one of us.
Except Luca. Luca was honestly confused. The gaslighting side of it just was a side effect. Like, it's fine.
Wait, that's the guy that we kept saying stuff in his brain?
Yes.
Luca was not like actually doing anything intentionally. Like, Luca wasn't gaslighting him, but you guys were definitely talking in his head, and Luca didn't know that.
I was definitely fucking.
The gas was being lit. It just wasn't Luca's fault.
Yes. Luca didn't start the fire. Shockingly.
Perfect context for that joke.
Wildly accurate. But yes, so as y'all cautiously approach and to go around the hag hole, I walked into that.
Yes, you did.
Just looking it over, it looks like, and for Slayer having a closer look, it had little windows, windows where one could see in if curtains were pulled out of the way. All of those seem to have barked over, either the tree healing, or a not closing. But with any sort of inspection, it no longer is there.
Well, I'd rather be safe, so I'm going to pull out my fire starter, carve it, and use control flames to expand it around the entirety of the cell.
Oh, Eridrin started the fire.
I did. I'm quite literally
Eridrin started the fire.
Well, then, in that case, if you are starting the fire and controlling the fire, as one does,
And as soon as it's burnt to a crisp, I want to finish using control flame to just extinguish it.
So, as it burns, this
On
tree-
fire.
Yeah. The rest of you can definitely, because this takes a little bit. The rest of you can classify this as a short rest.
Yeah.
I think at least a short rest.
Yeah. The rest of you can classify it as a short rest if you like.
I mean, I could Song of Rest that, couldn't I?
You could Song of Rest that.
Nice.
I will.
You have a song to work on. Memory to channel.
Yes. I won't be working on that song this short rest because I worked on it last short rest, and they're going to get tired of it, so I'll play something else. But I will do a Song of Rest.
Yay!
Looks like it heals an extra. And I will use.
One
If I
more.
can.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm gonna see what the Song of Rest gets me, then I'll do hit dice.
How? Okay, there it is. Okay.
Rock a D6, rock a D6, yeah.
Oh wait, so with that Song of Rest, do we take an extra 4?
Yes. So whatever you heal, take an extra 4. Before,
Nice.
after using one hit die, take an extra 4, and then you can choose to use more if you need.
Yep.
I healed way more than I needed.
That's all right. It happens. Sometimes you just gotta
Awesome.
get healed. Sometimes you roll a natural 1. Sometimes you roll an 11. But
Just two natural.
it's like 2 natural ones. but-
Actually, before the short rest, I'm going to, or before we officially start the short rest, I would have liked to have second wind, because I get that back on a short rest.
That is an acceptable choice
Wise
of
decision.
that mechanic.
Wise
I
decision.
concur.
I'm just going to make sure I have this right. I'm assuming I'm not taking the benefits of the short rest, seeing it.
Oh no, you are in fact 100% focused.
Yes.
Well, I guess I should see exactly how focused you are. I will take a survival check. As basically, basically you are doing a controlled burn, and the DC is going to be different because you do in fact have a certain ability to really control the burn.
Oh, well. We're going to burn the forest down, guys.
Wait, what? Oh no. Oh good. Oh, also, the control of the burn. There it is. I found it. It found its way to me. So
We're burning the forest, guys.
Please don't. I don't want Faye coming after me.
Too late. I rolled a 4.
Yeah. You willingly and determinedly, and with more thought to perhaps the
Destruction.
vengeance side of this equation, start, light the torch, lay it down, let it really start to catch before, and forcing it larger, and then getting a little mesmerized by it and into it. Very much this like, you're not coming back for me. The kind of flashbacks that one has the past, like yours. And it keeps getting wider, and it engulfs the trunk eventually, and then it gets a little bigger than you're anticipating. This stump being dry, old, dead. You're very much putting that oh my gosh, I hear it. It's amazing.
Eldrin started the fire.
Oh gosh.
It happened. It finally happened.
What? You were like, Eldrin started the fire.
For the record,
okay.
please don't copyright claim us to whomever that may be.
They can't. I played it myself, and the lyrics are made up. Sorry.
60% or more is original. It's fine. But you know what to do. If you have space for it, take an inspiration.
I don't, and I don't care.
That's okay. It shunts over to Eridrin. It's fine.
Love to give that.
Can I go ahead and roll that?
He might need it. He might need it to save this right now.
Yeah, but so as it starts getting out of control,
Can I
and
spend my inspiration on this, please?
Eridrin started the fire. He burnt the tree to ashes till it killed our asses.
as it
That's a good one.
It continues to spread, and it actually seeing the other side, the rest of the dead tree. It goes here. Allow me to demonstrate, just to make sure that there's an understanding here of this is a lot of tree. There's a lot of tree there on the other side, and that fire, it catches a wind, and it begins to spread. So as it begins to spread, let me denote that. So this is again turning into one of those skill checks to perhaps control the fire. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to continue to use control flames to pull the outcropping of fire back towards the middle. Or
All right.
I could either do that, or I could just extinguish the parts that are moving past where I wanted it to.
All right. So trying to pull it in. Everybody else can see this, and it might interrupt at least some of your short rest. But if there's
But they start to get up to help me. I'm going to tell them just, no, you guys rest. I need this. Give me a minute. I don't want to bother anyone else's rest with that.
I mean, I think the Slayer would just laugh and be like, big fire.
So what would you like me to roll?
So in that case, go ahead and another survival check to try and contain it.
All right, heroes roll dice. Please roll higher than a 2 on the die. That's higher than a 2. I'm still spending my inspiration. That was
Okay.
given.
You can. Yes, you can burn your inspiration right now if you want.
I'm doing. That's a D6, right?
No. This isn't Luca inspiration. This is like a re-roll.
Oh, a reroll. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
DM inspiration is a D20 reroll.
Awesome. Shit. I've rolled a 2, a 4, and a 6 on the die.
I mean, you are legitimately getting better.
Yeah. Still not good. Working on it.
No, it's not great. It's getting worse. As some of my other players know the adage. But as you're curbing some of the flames and trying to snuff it out, it is in fact getting worse.
This pro that's feeling that it's getting worse. Eredrin is just controlling it not to burn the whole forest. Eredrin would not give a shit if the whole tree burned. This is me not wanting to kill him.
Can the Slayer, who is proficient in things that are survival, shout some tips?
Yeah. The Slayer wants to kind of get up and see if he can give some sort of guidance in the situation. Go ahead and Slayer can try and give Eredrin a boost to.
So make a roll, or
Eredrin, that will give you advantage.
oh, okay, cool.
Well, I can't give the Slayer inspiration to help, but Eredrin's spell went off, toss it like a Molotov, right into the hag's old hovel, set it ablaze. Can't contain the burning flow, spell is out of his control. I really think that he wants to piss off something. Eredrin started the fire, he blew it all to ashes till it burnt our asses. Eredrin started the fire, the Fae already hate us, and you cannot take this back, this back, this back, this back, this back, this back. Okay, no.
Oh, beautiful.
This is the kind of
This is what happens when you give me too much time. This is what happens when you give me too much time.
There are few things more beautiful than improvisational music.
So we're definitely going to clip that for the TikTok.
I wrote at least a small like I sat here and typed that out while you guys have been doing this.
I'm so grateful for you right now.
You nailed it.
I tried.
That was a nail.
That's real. I'm again just.
I hope you guys enjoyed that 4 healing that song actually provided you in game.
Right. Oh, big fire. Big fire.
Oh shit!
Just
This
making
looks
sure
bad.
That's the fire as it's spreading. So heading down to try and head it off. Go ahead, Eredrin and the Slayer, with advantage. Eredrin.
All right. See how this goes. Oh, you bastards. I rolled a 3 and a 2. So a 5 for my advantage.
Okay. So that is the skill challenge.
Well,
At this point,
I'm just saying fuck it, and I'm letting it burn,
Yeah,
and I'm just gonna
well-
start creating simple shapes in the fire.
Yeah. So Slayer, your initial thought, it's a good idea. It is legitimately a good idea of being like, we need to cut the tree so that it doesn't keep spreading. But this tree is also approximately 20 feet thick, or so, depending on your angle. And so even as big as you are, as giant axe as you are clad in, taking off some huge chunks out of this as fast as you can, it's not working, and Aragon's trying to control the flames, and it just keeps going. And
Call for some extra aid.
I'm gonna start just making simple shapes and just start putting it on fire with control. I'm just really trying to
and go ahead.
I guess, Jeez, I don't know.
We're burning the forest down. This is what's happening at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Smokey the Bear is crying, dude.
I have nothing that can fix this situation that you've caused.
Neither do I. I have no way of putting out a blaze. Yeah.
I'm the only one who does in my skill check. My dice hate me. I hate virtual dice. So here we go.
Oh,
Oh no, don't leave! Come back, we love you, we miss you.
it's Bearded. Bearded's got something to take care of.
Oh, okay, that's right.
But I mean, oof.
It's not
Think-
going well.
Given that it was considered a good idea, I guess Slayer will just try to. He'll still try to go do the cutting in half idea. He'll try to get in front of the fire again, but this time he's gonna rage, and he's gonna call out loud. He's gonna be like, "Cord, grant me strength!" And he's gonna bring the axe all the way back and just like full reckless great weapon, just try to bring the axe down.
All right.
But I have a question after this resolves, and it may be something. So.
Yeah, he starts yelling and stomps his feet in front of the fire, and then calls for Cord to grant him strength when he brings the axe up.
All right. So
Last ditch effort. I mean, that's all he's got.
I will say this is going to be extraordinarily difficult to truly pull out of the very, very literal fire. Go ahead and make your advantaged attack roll to try and attack the forest fire.
Well,
We are literally fighting a forest
but
fire with weapons. This is not going well.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, while he's raised, the weapon attack is imbued with some divine power. Oh, that was a normal roll.
To
I'll
be
just
honest
roll
with you
another
all,
one.
this is not what I thought was about to happen when we sat down for a rest.
All
So
right.
much for the rest.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, this is more like a
relaxing.
summoning for every bad thing that could possibly be in this forest, right? Like we just brought it all to us. Like we'll skip it all. We'll just fight everything right now. Great idea.
In your head, Luca, you're going to hear it. Fuck the Fae, I don't give a shit.
And
That's
Come on, Aragon, you can't be a quitter. Keep going.
I have an idea. Could force damage essentially
Oh, right.
snuff it out.
Don't spend abilities on my mistake. Just let the forest burn. I don't want you guys to lose everything you got from the short rest. Now I feel bad.
during the short
I got
rest.
nothing. I got nothing from the short rest other than some hit points. I just have all of my abilities have already been used. I can do nothing. I have nothing. The only thing that I could do right now is breathe fire, and that's not gonna help.
Yeah, would force damage essentially help snuff out flames?
they might be able to snuff out flames in a small area. This has gone from being
It's gone. It's
this
okay.
has gone from
It's
this has gone from being a small localized bonfire to a large localized bonfire to literally like Slayer with a fair amount of force and like he's getting into it and just kind of treating your 16 as a with a certain amount of deference. You are taking.
It's a -5 still though, because I did say great weapon. So
I was
it's more like
eyeing
11.
11 versus dead wood. Just throwing that out there.
I was eyeing Thunder Wave, but I don't have the spell slot left to do it.
Yeah, so
That could have worked.
It definitely could have. But yeah, Slayer
Thank you, Teddy, for the fire effect.
Getting into the get like a full 5 feet in.
Yeah.
the Jedi are gonna feel this one.
Over.
This is bad.
I'll say that Alec is standing in front of the flames, just kind of like observing what's happening, and then he'll turn around to Eredrin's Echo and just go, "We leave your dad alone for 5 minutes to tend to our wounds." And this happens.
To be fair, this is essentially. I am kind of giving this this didn't just get out of control. Like this was an attempt, and something that took time. You are just to give Ro, the player, some peace of mind. You're not ruining anybody's short rest. Just to throw that out there.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah. DM to player, you're not shitting on anybody's cereal doing what you're doing.
I would hope not.
Well, with that in mind, Eredrin is just going to start playing with the fire, making simple shapes, and just like saying, "Screw it."
Why? You hear Kira in your head. Why?
Just gonna resigned as well. Just gonna chop down the trees nearest and throw them in, and just dig a trench around this one. Let's try to prevent spread, maybe.
Yeah, for you, that is both a very reasonable thing, and most of these trees are not this effing big.
Yeah.
So going through and felling some, making sure to start widening the area around this. You do for a moment or just if you legitimately think you have a decent perception, perhaps proficiency in it, give me your passives.
13.
Okay.
Akira's passive is their passive perception is 13.
That's right. This is a super perceptive party. So,
I don't.
Nothing gets past us.
My reflexes are too quick.
Except this fire. This fire got past us. This fire went way past us.
Definitely ran by.
Ran by it, stopped and said hello, and took up a lawn chair. This is.
Yeah, no, it took its time. Yeah, no, it's beautiful, beautiful.
Speaking of running past you, there's a second where y'all are watching, and Eredrin making shapes in the fire, Slayer felling some trees around it, kind of fast and big as he is, just slamming through them, and just with a couple of whacks, and then he's big enough basically to like grab part of a tree and just drag it.
As you do.
As a 8-10 man might do. with an enormous amount of strength.
Say 8'10"? Good lands.
Yeah.
Goliath.
He's a literal mountain of a person.
Yeah, no,
Goliath.
I knew he was tall, but I didn't know he was that tall.
As someone with the moniker in certain circles of actual mountain, game recognizes game. But
Real life, I'm like 5'8".
yeah,
I met some friends that called me Baby Mountain because I looked like the smaller version of the mountain from Game of Thrones.
Mountain Mustang.
Oh, you're the hill.
Honestly, I think at this point,
You're the
there
mountain.
was an entity that we met a few days ago on the road that said that if we needed help, that they could help us. And I don't know if they can hear me now, but Luke is definitely going to at least take the moment and direct thoughts towards that crazy creature that was flying in the sky that came down and gave us free stuff.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Maybe right now would be the time that we could really use some help from that thing if it could come help us.
Druid. We need a druid.
That,
We need a druid.
that was a number of miles ago.
I know, but it's been a while, but
Who had to destroy water?
yeah, the
I can't believe the forest burned down. It's our fault.
according to my resume, it was approximately 100 miles ago.
Oh, good lord.
I mean, but you know what? He's a special flying
He's special,
snake-like
yeah.
creature god thing, and his name is Andavari, and I can definitely at least hope.
That is a name that you did not give away.
It's good to have hope.
So,
Can we
directing
see a bear
thought-
in like a ranger hat walking by at some point, just looking at us?
Oh, it's about to be better. But first, before that, Luca, with directing thoughts that way, or or anything louder.
You know what? At this point, I think Luca might at least say something out loud. Just you know, Andavari said that if we need help, to call. And Andavari, I really think we need help. We're in over our heads on this one.
All right, so calling out. Go ahead and make a. I want to call it a persuasion check.
I want you to call it a persuasion check.
But this is basically like, again, they are particular creatures, and we're out and traveling around. This is going to be, I will spoil it for you, more difficult than an 18.
Yes.
But possible. No, you don't need easy. You need possible, and so possible it is.
So should I roll a persuasion?
It is time for some persuasion.
Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. I did not. So
Okay.
I actually rolled a 9. Sad face.
Sad face.
So sometimes you roll the dice, sometimes the dice roll you.
Yes.
You know, like me this entire session so far.
You know, this.
Yes.
I mean, his was a single-digit roll too. Like, it's fine. It happens. But
Yeah, like me this entire campaign.
come on now. I mean,
To be fair,
you're going to
though,
attack yourselves. I can't attack you. What?
Will
if there's
that
one
guy
quote,
will something uncritical will
if there's one of Luca's quotes, if there was one of Luca's quotes so far that we're embodying this session, it's that it may not be the right time to act, but it's always the wrong time for something.
Sir.
I feel like
The reason for the perception question is in fact that a blur of speed, just an unreasonable amount of speed runs by, and the most perceptive of you see 2 blurs, one on the shoulders of another, and It from the direction of the west, northwest-ish from you, this streak of people just runs by, and the flames themselves kind of like flutter. Even as big and massive as they are, they run by so fast. And they end up somewhere to the southeast of you, or at least I say end up. They pass by, and you see the blur, like as it runs by, arc around to the, like, you know, northwest, southeast, east, and begin to come around. For which, for just a moment while I finish the preparations, we're going to take a quick beverage break. For beverage break for the rest of you, preparation break for me. We will be back much faster than normal. He says out loud to himself. Be right back, Teddy. And we're back. If you are just tuning in, I believe the situation can be described as... Oh.
The woods are on fire. We need some fucking water. Don't let the motherfucker burn.
Precisely. This guy. But rushing past them, just so fast. A pair of creatures, one of whom, as they arc by, curve about, and come to a stop on their eastern side. A tabaxi with kind of almost mountain lion looking, wearing a very you can tell why the blur was so weird as it ran by, because not only are they in like a very presentational, flamboyant red. It's reds and purples and just for a moment you think this person might be some sort of performer, but or somebody you'd see running a shop trying to get attention, but poking over their shoulder is, I think the best way to phrase it is, you see their wings, and y'all have seen Fae wings in the past. You know, the kind of you know, fluttery, different types. These ones are more butterfly, kind of flanking the head of this thing, but of this tabaxi, but kind of leaning around the side. It takes you by complete surprise because the face is kind of sallow, like a green that you might think, but then it's more pointed, almost goblinoid, and they poke around the side, and I'm like, what the hell happened here?
I'm not inclined to answer him with a voice like that.
Just flying by Akira.
I just whatever it is, I'm just gonna watch it go by, because I don't know what to do in this situation. It's a forest fire. It's out of control, and now strangers are popping up.
And this little goblin, besides the kind of leeway in their jacket, for their wings, they very much like this is a matching set of people. They well, you can tell by their entrance they travel together, but they are in like a uniform. Very, very similar, almost perfectly mirroring each other.
Considering
Man.
that,
Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
considering that, they're kind of close to me, I'm going to just turn slightly, still playing with the fire, making shapes, and say, "What do you want to know?"
I'm just gonna keep digging a trench, by the way.
Nice. So yeah, you're knocking stuff over, and just kind of one at a time. At first, you see the like a sudden like cloud form over the first part of the first part of the tree that caught, and just it appears and just dumps all of its water almost at once in this rainfall, and kind of seeing how the blaze is kind of continuing, and Slayer's trying to clear trees. The goblin conjuring the rain cloud taps the other ones. Got it. Far side. And just it's almost anime the way that they like blur and then are on the far side of it, and the goblin kind of reaching out with the other hand, balancing itself with the wings, still riding on this creature's back, blasts with a enormous wave of energy that kind of this shadow appears first, and then kind of like purple lightning expanding out, and then suddenly just collapsing in, and not blowing the fire out, but imploding the fire out, just on the far side, and the tabaxi also kind of throwing their own hand out, and another of those rain clouds popping, raining. Eventually, between the two of them, taking down the main portion, and the goblin kind of seeing at least some of the fire starting to spread a little bit. Even Slayer doing his quite level best. Points and catch that bit over there, and seeing that Eredrin has some fire manipulating abilities.
It's just enjoying the show.
Yeah, Kira doesn't know what to make of this yet. They're keeping an eye on they're keeping an eye on them, but sorry about that. They're keeping an eye on them to make sure they're not going to attack Eredrin, but they're not. Kira isn't. They're not. They're just watching. They don't know what to make of this.
Feel that.
Just, by the way, at the moment, my echo is not.
Oh, is not currently presenting?
Yeah, because I moved more than 30 feet away from it. So.
Fair enough. Oh, sorry. There was a. Did I not? Here we go.
You just
Bullied.
Bell cheated.
Del-Taco.
Taco?
Taco. Nailed it. You understand me on a level very few people do. But as the fire gets snuffed and clouded over and smothered over the course, it takes the better part of a minute of the two of them and Eredrin kind of together using spells, and you can tell while Eredrin's kind of using little bits of magic to kind of smother out these smaller portions. This pair seems to definitely know what they're doing as far as conjuring water, adjusting space when these kind of gravity wells collapse in. It doesn't just smother the fire either. It like splinters the tree and just like it collapses in and then explodes out with with shrapnel of wood. And as things begin to...
In that case, Luca is going to probably team up with Blackbird and move Brandor a little bit farther away, and maybe kind of move towards Akira and get Kira back a couple feet too. Because if there might be like shrapnel coming out, I'm going to get them away from it.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh, yeah. Well, you don't have to tell Akira twice. They are moving. They are actually unhappy with Eredrin for causing this forest fire. They are not pleased. They will never like say anything to anybody else, but I'm sure the Eredrin would know the look.
Oh yeah.
On Akira. Akira is not happy with you.
I am well aware. I'll handle that later. Right now we have.
And over the course of several rounds, this blur of motion just flies around, and as they come to a stop, the last of the very localized rain clouds snuffing flames, they come to a stop, and where they've been running, and basically, like it is a hard and fresh track. When somebody is running at an incredible rate of speed, it's very difficult for them not to leave a trail. And the rain, the dust, all kind of settling, and the tabaxi kind of comes to a stop and then slows down, kind of puts their hands on their thighs, just kind of bent over, just oh, that will take a lot out of a person. Oh. And the goblin kind of, as he leans back, the goblin's airy wings kind of flutter, and they dismount off the back of their friend, and land in front of Alec, and just... So, what happened?
I'll look down at him and just go, well, might want to ask around, because I was tending to my wounds, and I kind of just gesture towards the bandages that are around me and things that are that I'm healing from currently.
Oh, are you okay? Are you still down a little bit?
No, I'm fine now. My health is up, and this was after our short rest and everything, so I'm still bandaged up and everything like that. So yeah, he just kind of looks over and he's like, you might want to check around, because I ain't gonna point any fingers, but you got double your chances of picking the right person right now.
And
unless his echo's gone. Did you say his echo's gone?
Yeah, his echo's gone. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. He's like, he'll look around and not see the echo and go,
yeah.
All right, well, never mind.
Start looking around. And then just taking the very small intuitive leap, and leap it is. He jumps and the wings kind of catch him as he flutters along and lands in front of Luca. Racist much, yes, but also Luca's very copperly dragon. And he lands is like, what happened?
A friend of ours was attempting to get back at somebody who'd harmed us and apparently couldn't control the fire, he said.
Oh, we just admitted to arson.
They were trying to put it out and it got out of the control. I was sitting here resting when it started, but I don't have any capabilities of putting it out. I just couldn't really do anything.
The hag hole.
It was a what?
A bunch of there's hags lived in it. They ran off.
Yes, blame the hags. There you go. Blame the hags. Great plan. Great idea.
I'm not blaming the hags. I'm just saying the hags lived there.
Oh, yeah,
They ran off.
I was saying that as Sean, not in character. So-
I set that fire, knowing full well it might have gotten up.
Eldritch started the fire.
Akira's gonna nudge
Wasn't
Luca.
burning till he came turning. No, sorry.
Akira's gonna nudge Luca in the side, like. Shh.
And do you want to know why I
I'm
started
not.
that?
No, Luca is not going to say who did it. On no, Luca's not going to do that. He knows not to rat people out. Come on.
Already admitted it.
He did. He already admitted it.
Eridrin admits it, and the goblin kind of turns and just these kind of almost like Luna moth butterfly wings, and the goblin lands in front of you, and he just looks at the tree, looks at you, looks at the tree. Yeah. Why?
Why? Because something was hunting us, something that was living in that hole. And I'll tell you, I have been hunted before, and I'm damn sure not going to be prey again.
That was actually a pretty good answer. I'm pretty impressed with him right now. Just kind of like muttering to Brandor and Blackbird.
And
By the way, my snake, like telepathically, I'm going to tell my snake to kind of coil up a little bit, like have like a kind of menacing look, like not like it's actually going to attack, but just kind of like you know, like on the
further out a little bit, little head poking
Spring
out.
loaded.
It's kind of like the on the sarcophagi, like the sarcophagus is whatever the plural of that is. You know, the snake on the that thing. It's kind of one of those looks.
I will note that, like, while he's talking to Eridrin, I have gone up to the tabaxi and I am just looking him up and down, and I'm like, boy, you are fast, aren't you? And I'm just like observing him. I'm just looking at him to see like what's up with this guy.
And you can tell just that kind of momentary. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Sure, yeah.
Just looking him over.
It's not gonna go well because perception's not great for me, but you know it's cool.
You could roll well.
12.
You got better perception than me, but
Remember,
above a
heroes-
10 is okay.
Heroes roll dice, man.
We know this. Everybody knows.
Heroes roll
Yeah.
dice.
It's true.
But damn. So, looking them over, there is a like they're kind of like stepping back and forth, and they click their heels and just kind of slow down just that little bit much more. You see this long sword strapped on their back, but upside down. Like it has a strap to basically catch part of the cross guard, and then be able to be basically flicked out of the way and drawn. As well, a longbow and a quiver slung over the back, but the quiver itself has, like, at the bottom of it, these two footholds you could tell that what this creature was standing on before jumping off of their back. But then on the boots there are specifically symbols of the moon, kind of a silvery circle with a very kind of odd filigree of intertwining lace kind of going along the side, almost like the moon is waxing a little bit. I guess it would be that side. Like the moon is getting fuller. But these little bits of shadow kind of along the side of the waxing moon, that you, being the somewhat educated individual that you are, would recognize as a sign of Sehanine, the Moonweaver.
Okay. And so I'm just looking this guy up and down, and I just see all this stuff, and I'm like, well, you have been a little busy, haven't you? Collecting a whole bunch of stuff. You've got quite a wardrobe there.
Well, you know, it's gotta be quick, gotta be ready, and even more so, gotta be careful. No?
Oh no, fully understand.
Ready for danger at any turn. Hi, Scarlet.
Scarlet. Nice to meet you. You can call me Alec.
Alec, nice to meet you. Scarlet Lilywood.
More specifically, Alec Greenwall, if you want it.
Oh, indeed. And as Eredrin is getting chastised about the dangers of forest fires by this
Smokey the Bear's over there tearing him one.
Yes,
Smokey the Goblin.
Smokey the tiny goblin. Yeah, Smokey the tiny goblin bear, with butterfly wings.
Slayer is definitely nodding along to the things the goblin is saying.
Akira is standing behind the goblin, reinforcing. Also nodding and reinforcing the goblin's thing, like just with a very unapproving look on their face, like you know better than this.
But then, like cutting through the chastisement, Scarlet calls over and says, "And that's the prick." And Prick turns and says, "And don't you forget it." And just kind of stops us. It's a blur. Pleasure to meet you.
What was that?
The blur.
A blur.
Prick the blur. Okay.
Greetings. You may call me the Slayer.
I'm just gonna sit there with my hat sitting in just a way to where you can't see my eyes even for a short little thing, but like prick. But I'm just gonna stay there, not say anything. But I will say, Akira can tell from my body language, I am highly angered right now.
You're what? Say again? I couldn't hear you.
Very angry right now.
Akira would definitely come over to, even with their disapproving of what you've done, they always got your back. So they come comfort you.
Well, we definitely appreciate the help with putting out the fire. Thank you very much.
Saw it from like a mile away. It was
Big fire.
It got out of control in a very short amount of time.
I'm glad to be seen that far. Maybe whoever's looking to be noticed.
Well, I'm just really glad that someone was around to help us put it out, because I didn't want the entire forest to burn just because we made a simple mistake.
Don't blame yourself for it. I'll take it.
And as they say that, yes, Scarlett and I we're a team. Scarlett kind of steps forward and flutters their wings to like go up and over and kind of back down onto to Scarlett's backpack area for him. And we are Lilywood and Prick Messenger Service, and we
is that right?
Yes, we
Messenger
we
service.
are runners of messages.
In that case,
we are on our way. We are on our way out from the Hupperduke right now, taking care of some physical correspondence that needs to go between places, but perhaps look curious.
Actually, have a question for you then. If you're traveling, you seem to move very quickly. You haven't by any chance seen a dwarf manning a cat or manning a cart with 2 horses, have you?
That's a tall order. That's not a
common sight, really.
It actually is kind of. It's not that uncommon. And he thinks for a minute, and there was one pulling into town, coming from the forest as we were leaving Hupperduke.
All right. Well then, could you deliver a message for me?
Oh, we're already unemployed. We're on our way out to the Ashguard.
Oh, I see. That's too bad. Because I think at the swiftness with which you move, it would be very easy for you to deliver the message to us to the town, or for us to the town guard in Hupperduke. It is Hupperduke we're headed towards at the moment, isn't it? Yeah. No, we're headed. Yeah, okay.
Correct.
Because you see that carriage is stolen, and it has some identifying materials on it, which could easily be used to tell that it's ours, and we'd very much like to see the man in custody.
Well, unfortunately, our business is currently between Hupperduke and he points off to the west, and Ashguard, which he points out into kind of southeast.
Well, it's quite all right. If it's too far out of your way, then no problem.
How much are you being paid for that job?
Not something that we disclose to people that we don't know. But I will say, of normal speed, and while our speed to get here was quite fast, that's not a sustainable speed unless we are desperately moving from one place to another.
I see.
It takes a great deal of effort to be able to hold haste for that long.
So you definitely saw someone matching that description pulling into Hupperduke then?
Oh yeah, there was. I mean, there were a few like around in town. Just it's a town of craftspeople and dwarves and gnomes and all sorts. I mean, now that the war's over, things are a little different. But
above table, what do form and function look like?
I actually have an easier question for determining this. How far is it roughly from where we are in the forest to Hupperduke? How many days would it take to get there? Normal travel.
Normal travel? You're about 2 days from the outskirts.
Okay, so they could have. This is out of character. Like they could have definitely made
50
it.
miles.
Yeah, they could have definitely made
50
it.
miles.
But if they're already in town, that means that they're selling off our possessions. So just letting you guys know.
Yeah. I'll go ahead with my question then. Above table, what do form and function look like?
Form and function form is you know that he named them.
That's their name.
Yeah, well, I was like, he named them very much due to their looks. Form is more like a smooth black. For just a beautiful, solid black horse. Function is like a painted modeled, but there's a lot of weird extra modeling where somebody who is trying to like have like a show horse might not love the way that their fur is modeled and everything, but definitely equally strong, equally well temperamented. It's not that function is inferior as a working horse, but not as pretty.
So I'll ask him, did you see, and I'll describe form and functions, did you see a cart that had those two horses and a dwarf driving it?
Yeah, that's the one.
Cool. And I'm going to start walking to the west.
Found your cart.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an upper Duke.
Well,
forgive me. Are you perhaps suggesting that I pay you now then?
No. But we found it.
I guess so.
that's what I was hearing for a second.
Yeah.
Like, what? But
Because Luca was like, "You definitely haven't done the job yet," but that was funny. I like that. You're getting in my good graces, whether you know it or not.
But
I appreciate that. That was funny.
But yes, so
Nods like he didn't tell a joke.
I love that even more. I love that even more.
does not comprehend. But yeah, if do you need anything? Well, I can't. We're going the opposite direction. Do you have anything you need delivered to Blade Garden or down to Ashgard?
Out of character, I don't think that we do. No, unfortunately, I don't believe we do. We're just going to have to try to catch up with the man who stole our things.
Well, do wish you luck, and if you ever need anything, give Lilywood in the prick.
Thank you very much. I'll definitely keep that in mind, since you've been very helpful to us, and obviously you are very good at what you do. If we need a message sent in the future, I'll definitely be keeping you in mind.
And a few things from a few things.
So do you guys just like hear really well and we just yell for you, or what?
I mean, do you not? Oh.
I know how to get in touch.
Well, yes, if you have the ability to send messages, I mean, I do.
In a fashion, yes.
So he just looks at you and
if I need to get a hold of them, I can find them.
yeah, he kind of looks at them and just goes like, "Oh, sorry for the confusion." And he just kind of gestures to his whole being and says, "Human, nothing really is magical about me." So, yeah.
And there's a moment where you say that. Make a particular charisma roll, for which I will just say out loud deception.
Deception.
Make a particular.
Oh.
Yeah, could have been worse.
So, as you say that,
that is lower than my passive insight.
Indeed. And
That is so casually.
Yeah, and you say it so casually, and but it's very much that yes, I am a real human with real human emotions.
I am a human as well.
I too am human, like other humans of my race.
Exactly. There's that little bit of that vibe, and Prick just like leaps over again and just like flutters over, and this time like catching himself and in front of you, and breathes in deep. And as he gets that close to you, you can smell a weird like effervescent, like minty smell. As he gets that close to you, you can tell there's something. And it doesn't smell like it smells like a plant, but he's not showing anything. Just I suppose we are all extraordinary in one way or another, wouldn't you say?
You can say that.
Seems pretty normal to me.
Like Slayer's like, what are we talking about? He said he was human. Like,
Yeah,
what is everybody staring at him for?
He's small like human. He looks like human. He's barely human.
They all look the same to me.
After he says that, I want to summon my echo right behind Alec and say, do you have anything you want to say about my friend? In his head.
Oh no. He's beautiful. And just that big smile, genuine, a little bit of like the being in me, a very namaste, kind of, the secret that I keep keeps the secret that you keep. Little bit of understanding as he looks you in the eyes and flutters back around and Scarlet, we have places to be, and hopefully no more fires to put out. And he looks right towards Eredrin.
I'm going to look at him and in his brain say, don't tempt me.
Of all of the people that you have, done that to before, there's you too kind of catch a little bit of a look from him, and as he looks at you, there is a just big and genuine smile as he just focuses for a second on you. Make a which one is that? That is it is a wisdom save.
Oh, okay. Let's make my dumb stat save.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I haven't rolled above a 7 this game. Let's see if we can do it with a 0 modifier. Hey!
There it goes. So as he looks you in the eyes, and he making no gestures with his hands, or anything out loud, he looks you in the eyes, and there's that little bit of a sheen that goes over his eyes that matches his wings, and just kind of passes over, and then corrects itself, and you basically feel your mind get directed, and you know this feeling because you have exerted this feeling on others, of rooting around for a second, and you're brought back to a perfect recollection of the battle earlier. And just basically the question that gets put into your mind is like, the fuck's your problem? Just that second, and he goes from this kind of gregarious. He's definitely putting on a kind of customer service vibe, as we've talked about previously. but then it like shuts off and goes to a deep empathy in his face, and whereas you just had him reading you the riot act, all of a sudden just kind of like shifts and just like, I'm so sorry.
I don't do well with people in my mind, but I accept that. And I'm turning around and I'm walking away.
And he nods, and you feel that connection immediately sever. When you say that, it's just there's that peak, and then like, oh shit, he said no, and it snaps away. You could tell there was this kind of assumption of like, you're probing into mine, so I'm gonna probe into your mind. But then you say you don't want people rooting around, and he cuts it, and just very, very respectfully, and just that kind of like, apologies.
Yeah, I'm heading west as soon as I get around the tree.
All right, Scarlet, if we may, let us away. And there's that moment where, as he says, "Let us away," he pulls out a sham and starts into this kind of and kind of trying to inspire an amount of speed out of his companion with a haste spell, and Scarlet kind of go like very quickly this fluid motion of going down into a running stance, but not quite touching the ground, as you just like runs off like probably a half mile in that first 4 or 5 seconds, and you take off.
So to Upperduke, or find a place to sleep?
We need to sleep, definitely. We definitely have to. It's necessary at this point.
Yeah, I agree. At this point, we're running on fumes,
and we also now know that we can't catch them before we can't catch him before he gets to Apaduke. We're just going to have to hope that we can sort out the situation to the best of our ability when we get there.
All right. So assumedly there's like a burnt out portion of this trunk now, right?
Oh yeah, and it's charred up pretty well, and as deep as you're able to kind of like dig into the ash, there is, and I mean you know about after
I know fire.
And kind of using your axe to kind of split it open, basically like looking for the door to the hole that this was.
No,
but like just kind of investigating it just a little bit, like it's gone, like absolutely, as if it weren't there.
Okay,
good.
No, what I was actually thinking is like digging some of that out, and then like how difficult do I think it would be to try to like rotate the trunk so that like the burnt out is a concave, is like now a shelter over this like pit?
The trunk is still like the dead roots are in the ground.
The stump.
It's a stump that's still. Or
Okay.
are you talking about the rest of the tree?
Yeah, the rest of the tree.
Oh,
like the whole trunk. Like, could I rotate that? Like, because I'm assuming there's trying to
roll out.
Yeah.
Roll out a hall. You know, I'll let you. You got big. You got strong.
I can push, drag, or lift 1,080 pounds.
Yeah, just a lot of weight.
Yeah. So
it's a lot of weight though. So go ahead and you can athlete yourself.
Athlete?
if
Help with this action.
You can most certainly try.
I was gonna do another power up since we're doing a sleep after this probably. So I would maybe be a little angry.
Okay, so yeah, trying to get your
advantage on strength checks and saving throws.
All right.
I need to make a barbarian dad character, and his rage when he rages, it's just silent rage, the terrifying dad rage that's like no noise being made.
I love that idea as well.
All right, so in that case, Eridrin, you will make your own athletics check, and Slayer will make one at advantage that he is granting himself.
Okay.
So between the two of you, super advantage. Hey, and Eridrin's not bad either.
No, that's a good roll.
So with the both of you, like the first little bit is basically the two of you like pushing and like ripping out pieces of burnt and dead and just kind of clearing it out. But you are able to here. Let me get to the map layer. Let me move some stuff around.
Because honestly, if there's still like some stump, we could like prop that like lip on some of the stump, and then we have like a nice little like sheltered area. Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So just kind of going in and pushing in, tearing bits out, and pushing a bit, you're able to just rip into it, and not even just with your bare hands. You know, you have tools.
I got hand axes. My great axe is as tall as me.
Yeah, yeah. You've got a big set of tools at your disposal, and an Eridrin helping you.
I suppose that's what you could call the party. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. That was
veto. Veto. We're not calling ourselves that.
Tool
I
shed?
didn't say it. You did.
Tool shed? Tool bag?
tool.
The irony of having 5 sets of artisan tools on me.
Tool of the Tin Man. So.
Tool de jour.
Yeah, let me first.
Sure.
Nailed it. So it's the tool of the dead. Nice. Oh God. I will never again be able to think of that the same way. It's the soup of the day. I hear you. But yeah, you're able to clear it out and make a. I'm just trying to get some actual like grass patch in here, so it looks a little more presentable in your clearing. And I mean, brown it up a little bit because it's burned. It's burned and been covered for a while. But yeah, you're able to clear out this little area. It is Slayer able to make the overhang of this a solid 9 or more feet tall, as he's just axing through it, tearing it out. You actually get down to less weathered wood on the inside.
Less burnt.
Less burnt,
Smoked.
obviously, but also like less weathered. It actually smells
Smoky.
good. Like
Yeah.
well, you get
Nice
like
smoked wood.
yeah, you get past like just the smokiness, and there's plenty of like smoked wood.
Mm-hmm.
But like even the like freshly felled wood smell, kind of digging through to that, and that kind of mixes in.
Smell, or like
Kind of.
cherry blossomy, or
Yeah, more like just deeper, fresh, wild wood.
Like
Almost a
some of
pine,
that.
like a piney kind of smell. But yeah, he did the two of you dig out a fairly impressive little hovel in this tree, and basically create your own shelter rather than going and trying to find some.
Yeah.
Some.
Camper.
In our typical household fashion, Akira sat on the nearest seat while Eridrin did all the work, just like our childhood.
very true. Very true.
Akira just stood by and watched Eridrin break a sweat.
Irritant is, while doing this, is as close to a rage as a fighter can get.
That tracks. Inspired by the semi haka dance.
But yes, you are able to make yourselves a place to rest, a place that has a definite opening that can be protected,
Yeah.
looked at.
I do want to actually collect some of those more smoky wood chips, not the
sure.
burnt ones. Like,
Sure, kind of we're working it out. Blackbird and Luca helping Brandor in and kind of setting Brandor in the corner for him to just kind of collapse into, and just kind of still kind of keeping the crossbow handy and cocked, but just basically being like, yeah, thanks. I really just kind of. And their eyes just kind of flutter to, and their breathing steadies, and just kind of like, oh, good, we've been walking, like y'all have been walking for a couple of hours, and bringing them along with you. For them, that's 2-3 hours of walking is the whole day and then some. And they just
Definitely like putting a folded up blanket under Brandor's head. Just
And upon seeing this, Eridrin's also going to, I think for the first time, remove his trench coat and just kind of drape it over Brandor.
I didn't know there was a body under that.
As he takes it off, there's this like purple fabric wrapping that lightly comes over his shoulders, and these rings of tattoos, 10 on this arm and about 7 on this arm, in gift that.
thank you for reminding me of things.
And afterwards, I'm going to take my hat off and have the snake fall on my arm, and then put the hat on Akira's head and kind of up their face a little bit.
Oh,
I don't like that the music is still so ominous right this moment.
it's like,
I'm being wholesome. The
you
one
thought
time
you were out of danger.
The one time I'm trying to be wholesome, we just have.
the choir of the damned singing behind the soft moment of the head.
it's fine. That
Situation really just must be that dire.
That's just our normal. All of you know how I roll.
When we get a chance to get settled in and everything, I'm gonna kind of go over to Luca real quick and just kind of now. Well, before I answer that, let me ask you, Luca.
Yeah.
Your passive, as you said, was above my roll. Did you make any kind of reaction when I said what I said?
The only reaction that Luca would have made is that he would kind of raise an eyebrow ridge and just kind of, held out his hand, like, reach down with one hand to touch a ring that he's wearing on his other hand and just kind of spins it back and forth a little, like it just seemed like it was too tight or too loose for a moment. And definitely made a little smirk.
Okay. So at this point, while things are getting settled on our pop-up shelter, I'm just gonna kind of go over to Luca real quick and kind of like while everybody, I'm gonna pick a moment where everybody seems kind of distracted, not really focusing. I'm just gonna kind of lean over and be like, so just out of curiosity, earlier you kind of seemed to give a little I could be mistaken, but could have swore I saw you give a little smirk in my direction on something. Just curious what that was about.
Alec, you see this ring here? And he's going to gesture down to the ring that's on his right hand. This is a ring of truth-telling. And I know that you were lying. But, Alec, we all have our secrets, all right?
Fair enough.
And if you're concerned, don't be. Because I trust you.
Oh. No, not really concerned per se. Just more of a...
All right.
I just wanted to be on the same page.
No, I don't know all the details. I just know that you weren't telling the truth when you answered that question, but I'm not going to say anything to anyone about it.
Great.
I've seen you risk life and limb for every single person here. So I don't doubt you. I trust you.
And so he kind of like just leans in. He's like, well, in that regard, let me ask just for DM's sake and just for play. Ask the DM and the players. Is anybody paying attention to us? Are you guys distracted? Is anybody kind of like, all right, are we all just kind of doing our own thing?
Well, Akira observes everything, but their passive perception is not that high, so they would probably just think you guys are talking and not think anything of it.
Well, Alec does have something up his sleeve that he could use here, just like an ex machina here. You've noticed that no one else in the party seems to speak Draconic, and apparently Alec does speak Draconic. So
I forgot about that. Yeah.
If you wanted to play that card, that's totally possible.
For sure. With that, yeah, in Draconic, then I will say.
As a note, though, it's totally fine. As in Draconic, he doesn't understand. The Slayer is paying attention because he knows next to nothing about you guys, and you guys seem to be having a pretty important conversation. So he doesn't understand a lick of it, but he's paying attention.
Eric is just sitting next to Akira, just mindlessly messing with interacting with my snake.
I'd say for the Slayer, as as he's helping dig out this hole,
okay,
and they're having that conversation. He kind of looks over and is looking at y'all talking, like somebody picking up suddenly picking up a newspaper and it's upside down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. News.
Something's happening.
It's the comics page and it's upside down.
If it's the Quibbler, you're supposed to read it upside down.
Yes. The
Wordle.
It is the Swen Repap.
So,
When Repap.
did we walk outside?
Yeah, we can walk outside.
well, just you were saying that as they're digging out the hole.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah, true. Okay. Well, anyway, that's happening. Well, I got you off to the side and everything.
Yes.
Even if anybody's listening, I'm gonna say all this in Draconic just for the sake of I want to make sure that thus far the only thing I can tell is that you're tipped off and nobody else is. I'm just gonna look you dead in the face while we're kind of secluded, and in Draconic just say, well, I say as I'm speaking, I just say, I'm not exactly. The accent kind of goes away when he speaks Draconic, but he's like, I'm not exactly well received in most places. And as he's speaking, his face shifts to yours, and you see your face looking back at you. And in your voice, in Draconic, you hear, "It's kind of hard for me to find it's kind of hard for me to not find trouble sometimes." And then I'll shift over to Erdrin, and I'll continue speaking and just saying, and in his voice, just say like, "And it's hard to make friends when you know that you're probably going to be moving on very quickly." And then I switched over to Brandor, and I just say, "But it's nice to know I have somebody that not only can see through the bull crap, and but is not willing to spill it out of nowhere." And then at that point, what I'll do is I will go to my true face, my true form, which is, as you can see in my icon there, blank eyes with dark circles around them, pale skin, pale green hair. Hey, look at that. And yeah, that's good old me. And then that's who I really am. And you'll just hear me say, "I appreciate your candor, and I also appreciate your discrepancy."
Luca's face just kind of, his eyes go a little bit wide, and his expression slowly, like he slowly starts fading, like from like just this concerned look into a grin, and the grin gets wider as you change between the different personas. And when you finish off with your true form, Luca just is like grinning, well, metaphorically ear to ear, and just that was the most spectacular fucking display I have ever seen anyone do. That is an incredible talent that you possess.
Yeah.
I am stunned. Wow.
Back over to Alec. He just goes like, not really
There
much,
are so many ways for you to use that.
yeah. Well, it comes in handy quite a bit, but it also comes with some trouble.
I mean, I understand, but like, I'm just saying that there's potential for that to be something that could save us in the long run. I see this not as a weakness, not as something that's going to get you hurt, but something that could save us. Something that could save you. What do you call that? Are you said this is who you really are. What are you?
And he switches back over to his true form for a second. He's like, "I'm not Alec Greenwall."
Well, that's besides the point. I'll call you whatever you want me to call you.
And he just says, "I am not Alec Greenwall. I am, my name, my true name, I have long since forgotten, but the monks that raised me called me Knock." A little joke on their part. At least my best guess is that they called me Knock, and because I was so good at getting through into places I wasn't supposed to be in, like the spell. And so
I like that.
And so he says, "I'm a changeling. That is my true nature. And I'm a chameleon race, essentially. We don't have our own home. We don't have our own culture. We find one, we adapt, we stay. And in my case, I was not exactly raised in the proper culture, and therefore I learned some skills that got me into trouble early on and have helped me ever since, but also kind of been a bit of a detriment to me."
Well, I can tell you for certain that this does not change anything about how I think about you. I definitely trust you. If anything, now I know that you are capable of so much more than I ever thought possible. And I'm honored that you would talk to me about this. And I'm honored to be traveling with you. I know people who would very much appreciate your talents. And perhaps if you're interested, there might be some coin in it for you in the future.
Oh, I've had plenty of experience with that myself, but the only reason I haven't expressed this or spoken this to anybody. Oh, sorry, what were we saying?
The difference is that the people that I know They're out to help people like you. People that don't fit in, people that get trodden upon. We don't like to see that.
Those.
If you know where to look, anyone that's fighting oppression can always find a smiling face.
And so he, yeah, exactly. And so he switches over to back to Alec, and he says, I don't feel like places like that really exist for me, but I appreciate the offer. What I was saying purely is just, I've only kept this a secret, and what I appreciate you keeping it a secret is because there are people who are looking out for certain identities of mine. This one, thankfully, not so much. But my true self and a few others, yeah. So I'm kind of making sure that nothing bad comes my way.
Well then, in that case, Alec, if you need somebody to back you up on who you are, I'll vouch for you. And if I do say so myself, I am quite a good liar.
He looks at you, he's like, Luca, the only reason I'm even telling you this is that, quite frankly, in the short time we know each other, you seem like the first person I can really actually fully trust in a long time. Long time.
Well, I mean, you've had my back and I'll have yours.
Of course. Yeah. Let's get back. They're probably going to think we're making out or something like that. And then he just walks back.
Doubt they think that.
But as you all as you get back together, bringing the crew back,
we're bringing it back. We're bringing it back.
Nailed it. So,
but not the fireball.
Indeed. Double checking with Alec first off. Bearded. What time did you have to go?
Now, but that was too beautiful of a moment, and I did not want to step on it or anything.
I wanted to make sure to respect your time with this. We're going to go ahead and actually close off because that's a beautiful moment to close off with.
All right.
Everybody pulling back together, able to hang out in this hidey hole for probably the rest of the daylight and at least a little bit into the darkness, depending on how the night goes after your long rest. We will see, but for now, you may all very properly trigger your long rest.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, needed that so bad.
You guys want to play a drinking game to get to know each other?
You say that, and literally everybody has gone to sleep.
Anybody want to do a drinking game? Ah, I see. You're old people.
I would say Airdrin may be up when that is said, but would say maybe later in Giant.
Yeah, Alec would just be like, catch me when I'm not hurting as bad.
Perfect time.
When we get to Huppaduke, Alec and I are definitely good for a drinking game at the pub.
Alec kind of
we really are.
A wink at you at that point, just like, hey.
We really are. We've done this before.
It's all true. But with that, thank you, all of you, players and viewers alike, for hanging out with us. We are super glad you're willing to hang out with us. If you have the capability, do not put yourself out. But if you can, hit us up on patreon.com/onceuponad20. There are quite a number of y'all hanging out over there, so thank you. You can join us on Discord if you do, and maybe have chats with these fine people, chats with me. I I love to talk about D&D storytelling in general, but D&D specific, and love to see you over there. But until next time, as always, please remember that kindness is free, and keep going.